What's up, veterans? VA Disability Guy here, back again with another video that you don't want to miss. Because this video is somewhat of a follow-up to one of my more recent videos about respiratory disabilities. If you've seen that video, you'll notice I left out one of the most important disabilities that should have been on that list, which was asthma. The reason I left that video off is because I personally think asthma should have its own video so that it does not get lost in the sauce. So today I'm going to tell you what asthma is. I'm going to tell you the symptoms of it. Of course, I'm going to tell you what the VA is specifically looking for to give you up to a 100% VA disability rating for asthma alone. And I'm going to end the video by giving you all some secondary disabilities that asthma could commonly lead to. And with that being said, as always, if you find use in my content, leave a thumbs up on the video. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way, whenever I upload a video, you'll be notified as soon as I do so. Those actions let the YouTube algorithm know that these videos are important, and it'll push these videos out to more veterans like yourself. So with that being said, let's get into today's video about asthma. Oh yeah, hey Fish, I saw your comment. Listen, here's a little bit of advice on that MEB process that you're going through. And for any of you all that are still serving and potentially going through the medical examination board or the MEB process, here's something for you. You get two different ratings, all right? You're going to get a Department of Defense disability rating based off of what you're being medically examined for, as far as 4-year separation or retirement, and you're going to get a VA disability rating. On the Department of Defense side, if they give you anything less than 30%, contest it, fight it, because the 30%, if I'm not mistaken, 30% and at least 8 years of service, sometimes not even with the 8 years of service, equates to a medical retirement instead of a medical separation, and there are a lot more benefits with a medical retirement versus a medical separation. So that's a little bit for you, and Fish, this video is for you. Hope you like it. All right, so what exactly is asthma? Asthma is a condition in which the airways narrow and swell and produce extra mucus. This can make breathing difficult and trigger coughing, wheezing, and shortness of breath. And as far as symptoms of asthma, shortness of breath, chest tightness and pain, trouble sleeping caused by shortness of breath, coughing, or wheezing, a whistling or wheezing sound when exhaling, and coughing or wheezing attacks that are worsened by the respiratory virus, or by a respiratory virus. Sorry about that. Okay, so when it comes to how the VA rates asthma, there are 3 ways that the VA could rate asthma, but let's start off with the first 2. The first one is going to be a test of your forced expiratory volume, or your FEV1. And what that is the amount of air you can exhale forcefully in 1 second. Okay? Or they're going to compare that to what a normal person would be able to breathe out and measure it as a percentage. And that's called the forced vital capacity. All right, so if they do their test and they get the ratio and the results equate to your expiratory volume being 71 to 80%, you'd get 10%. If it's 56 to 70%, you'd get 30%. If it's 40 to 55%, it's a 60% rating. And if it's less than 40%, it's a 100% rating. And these percentages are, to my understanding, your comparison to a normal person. So if you're at 100% like a regular person, you're not going to get anything. But if you're at 71 to 80 of a regular person's expiratory volume, you get the 10. And that's how that's explained. And this here is basically if they're using your FEV1, so your expiratory volume, in comparison to a regular person's, the FVC. It's pretty much the same percentages. So those are the first two ways that the VA would test and evaluate what your rating would be. Now for the second way, it could be ER visits and medications, or basically your medical history. They could use that as well by itself with no test. And the results of that would be if you have had ER visits or you require monthly ER visits to save your life due to asthma attacks, it's 60%, meaning like 1. If you have 2 or more attacks per week, respiratory failure that require ER visits to save your life, that's 100% rating. And as far as medication go, if you require occasional I can't say this word, therapy taken by mouth or inhaled, 10%. If you require daily therapy taken by mouth or inhaled, it's 30%. If you require occasional use of inhaled anti-inflammatory medicine, it's 30%. If your immunosuppressive medications taken by mouth or by injections 3 or more times a year, or if you require the use of steroids, it's 60%. And for a 100% rating, if you require daily high dose of steroids or immunosuppressive medications taken by mouth or injections, it's a 100% rating. That's how the VA rates asthma. Now, when it comes to some of the common secondary conditions that are caused by asthma, number 1 on the list is sleep apnea. And if you don't know what sleep apnea is, it's a potentially serious sleep disorder in which breathing repeatedly stops and starts. And just so you know, if you snore loudly, feel tired even after a full night's sleep, you just might have sleep apnea. The second secondary condition is going to be COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD refers to a group of diseases that cause airflow blockage and breathing related problems. It includes emphysema and chronic bronchitis. The next secondary condition caused by asthma could be gastroesophageal reflux disease, also known as GERD, or acid reflux. And it occurs when stomach acid repeatedly flows back into the tube connecting your mouth and stomach, your esophagus. This backwash or acid reflux can irritate the lining of your esophagus, and many people experience acid reflux from time to time. And the last secondary condition or conditions related to asthma are going to be anxiety and depression. Okay? Living with a chronic condition like asthma, that takes a toll on your mental health. And the stress of managing those symptoms, those potential limitations that you have on a daily basis, the activities you can't do, and your concerns about exacerbations, it can contribute to your anxiety and depression, or it can straight out cause it. So anxiety and depression can be linked secondarily to asthma. All right, y'all, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the content. For those of you that didn't see my other video about respiratory disabilities, It's up here for you. Check it out. And I also recommend you check out other videos on the channel. Share these videos with your fellow veterans, your friends, your family members that may need this information. And once again, if you found use in the content, leave a like on the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, now is the perfect time to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.